Welcome back from lunch, and I think we have just the right session to keep everyone fully engaged right after lunch. This is when I suggested a video session. I think I was kidding around. I said I really want people to learn how to do it. To right there, they're going to know everything about it. And I think lo and behold, Joseph and Lindsay did a video this morning. So just to show us how it can be done. So this is Joseph Coleman. He's the editor of talent and content for the Coleman Report. And Lindsay Konzak is the vice president of content for Gale Media. Welcome them.
Thank you, Ron. I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. As Ron said, we recorded a video this morning of Denise from Kiplinger. Thank you for participating. Just out here in the hallway after our introductory session on gamification. Joe recorded it with his iPhone, and I did the quick interview. And Denise is great on her toes, so we appreciate that. And then Joe edited it and put it up on YouTube. So it is up on YouTube. And we're playing it right now through an MP4 because apparently the internet connection can be a little sketchy. So I'm going to go ahead and play it because she does talk about video and marketing. So Denise, how do you guys use video how do you use video at Kiplinger?
We use video in a couple different ways at Kiplinger. First is to explain a complicated personal finance topic to our web visitors. So if you're looking for information on annuities, it could be very difficult to read a long, complicated article about annuities, but it's a lot easier for our audience to understand if they can see one of our editors explain a complicated issue about an annuity, for example, and graphics pop up that sort of explain the point as he's talking. So that's one way to make our audience clear on a complicated topic. Another way is to make money. We surround all of these videos with advertising, and we get a premium from our advertisers to be around the videos. And then a third way is through custom video production. So we'll have an advertiser or sponsor that'll ask us for a specific topic, a video on a specific topic, and we'll record that. Either, depends on how elaborate they'd like it to be. Sometimes it's an in-house video, sometimes it's produced by a production company. And we'll sell them our video for them to place on their website, and it becomes another revenue stream for us.
Excellent.
Yes.
And what's the response from your readers? Are
They love it. They love them. They think they're great. We mix it up. We make sure we have younger editors on screen and older editors on screen. We get a lot of clicks. We keep them very short. And so we get a lot of traffic to the site, and our customers seem to really enjoy them.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Denise.
you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Denise.
Yeah, thank you so much for participating, Denise, and a few good ideas in there as well on video marketing, so I appreciate that. Can you guys still hear me? You can. Okay. So this thing's a little weird. You can hardly tell it's there. So a little bit about our company, if you've never heard me speak before. Gale Media owns two companies, Modern Distribution Management and Industrial Market Information. I'm talking about video today. So far, our primary focus is on the MDM side, which is our publication. That has been around since 1967, and it's a newsletter for distribution executives. So the higher level, our demographic is probably north of 40 or 45 years old, older and primarily male. But we have more females. It's getting there. It's owned by Tom Gale, who is actually here somewhere, so you can say hi to him. Like I said, we also own Industrial Market Information, which is a market data and research firm, and increasingly we're looking at ways to use video to promote that. And this is kind of a really simplified graphic of kind of how we view our strategy, how we approach our business. Rather than looking at it as email, video, blogs, directories, to me, because I'm the vice president of content and the editor of MDM, my focus is on quality content as the center, And then all of the other tools are just ways, other mediums to get kind of the message across and to get that content to our readers. So rather than kind of thinking about them in silos, we do it all because it's just another way to reach our readers. So we have a daily e-newsletter, which features breaking news and blogs, which are free, but often promote other things that are paid. We have a store with books, special reports, and so on. And then we also, of course, have our premium newsletter, which comes out twice a month. And then we also have live webcasts, which are different from what we're talking about today, that are usually sponsored by a single advertiser. And we're a small shop, so we do maybe one live webcast a month. And then we have the on-demand audio, interviews, and video, which is what I'm going to talk about today. So that's kind of just a little overview of how we approach our business. So in the middle of this year, we did do a survey of SIPA members because we did a webcast on this topic. And it was a very small sample, but one of the primary reasons people said that they didn't do video was due to human resources. And I just kind of wanted to give you guys all a reason why you should do video and that you don't need a lot of people to do it. Our company is a total of 10 across MDM and IMI, and we have 3 editorial and no official person overseeing marketing. I don't know how large is your company?
There's 2 of us.
2. So just as a Joe today, I guess our goal is just to show that you can get started and do video of some sort with very limited resources. You really just need motivated people and someone to champion the effort. So I'm just going to quickly go through kind of why we do video. And like I said, we do kind of a combination of audio with slides over the top, kind of like on-demand webcasts in some ways, and actual video. It just depends because we're a national company and most of the people we interview are over the phone. And he's actually going to talk about how you can actually do video over the phone or from afar. So our first reason is for valuable content. A lot of the content that we do supplements what we have on our website or, I guess, in our premium newsletter, which is the newsletter that people pay to get. The second reason is it personalizes our website and the products that we offer, and I think that's really important. Even when the video is not perfect, you're still putting a face to the name that readers see every day. Or a voice to the name. I was at a conference in the industry that we cover, and I was sitting at the table, and I was talking to these guys, and he's like, I recognize your voice. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I know where from these monthly programs that we do that are primarily audio. And it was a little weird that he recognized my voice, but it did show me people were listening, people were paying attention, and it did kind of connect some dots for him. So it was kind of cool. So from an editorial perspective, all of our editors do these, but we also sometimes will have a book author just talk for 30 seconds about the book and put that on the product page. And in a second, I'll show you Tom, our publisher, and he's all over our website promoting our subscriptions. So we're really just aiming to humanize the brand. Our industry is very kind of down to earth, very relationship oriented, and I think it's good to put a face to the name. Instead of clip art, we're throwing a video up there. Real people. So the third, we also gets the industry involved and expands our reach. So just briefly, we reach out to industry consultants or thought leaders or CEOs or presidents of the companies that we cover, and they'll talk to us for a short interview or a long interview. And that really, if we've never talked to them before, it establishes a relationship, or just, it gets them excited to be involved in another piece of our website. And as far as expanding our reach, I like to use my husband as an example. Not that he subscribes to our publication, but he loves video. And ironically, I don't watch a lot of online video, but he'll go online and he'll sit there and watch a 20-minute video on something, and I'll look over his shoulder and I'll be like, why are you watching this? There's nothing they're not saying anything. And he's like, oh, there's good stuff every once in a while. Like, he'll sit there and sift through a 20-minute video just to get like a few minutes of good information, and he'll do that all the time. And so I don't have the patience, so I'll watch shorter videos or none. But he is a good example of how different consumers consume information in different ways, and you can reach people in different ways. And then Joe will talk a little bit about the SEO aspect of this, about YouTube and how much Google likes videos. And then the last reason, it's become expected. I have a couple of statistics. ComScore reported that the last 6 years, the number of videos watched online went up by 800%, which is a crazy number. And I think we all know it's not just about cute cats anymore. There's a lot more out there. As Denise was talking about, they're doing a lot kind of on all fronts for video. There's a few other stats, and then I'll move on. That I found, 52% of consumers say watching product videos makes them more confident in online purchase decisions. Online video production will account for more than 1/3 of all online advertising spending in the next 5 years. And 76% of marketers plan to add video to their sites, making it a higher priority than Facebook, Twitter, and blog integration, though I would argue that everything needs to be integrated together. So those are just, I have some of these stats that I can email you guys if you want, but it just kind of shows that we kind of can't not do it. It's just a matter of how you're going to do it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on challenges because you all know what they are. Equipment, which I'm going to talk about in a second, the time to do it. I think we've kind of debunked that, at least for very simple videos, you can do it very quickly. He took that video of Denise a couple hours ago. The staff with the skills. For some of these tools, there's not that steep of a learning curve. Delivery. People have asked, do you upload it to YouTube, just have it on your website? We do both. Getting over the fear of being on air. It's taken me a while, but I'm getting better at it. And integrating video into planning. I'll talk about that in a second. So some of the ways we use audio and video. As I said, editorial content. It complements our existing content, but it also, we develop some independent content as well. And I just want to kind of address really quick, like long versus short, because I get asked that too a lot. Like, can you put a 20-minute video up and have it be watched, or do you need to stick to 1 to 2 minutes? I think you can do both. I think the key is it has to be valuable. Just as with an article, if it's worth writing 3,000 words on and every word is important, then write 3,000 words. But if you can boil that down and get the important stuff into 400 words, just do 400 words, One of my favorite quotes is, and I have this on my monitor at work, because at my heart I'm an editor, leave out the parts that readers tend to skip. And I think that applies to video too. We do both. We have short videos, we have long videos. So a couple of the programs that we do, we have a monthly program called Executive Briefing. Sometimes it's just audio, sometimes it's video. And this basically is here's an example of a longer program, anywhere from 12 to 18 minutes on a kind of an in-depth topic. And then we have, along with that kind of in-depth topic, we do an interview called 7 Minutes with an executive in the industry. And that's usually just audio because we can't get them, although we're going to experiment a little bit with some of the tools that Joe's going to talk about. This is one of my favorites, and people love to be featured in this profile. It's just a 7-minute interview. We usually spend 15 minutes on the phone with them, and we edit it down. And it usually ends up between 6.5 minutes and 8 minutes. As long as we can round to 7, we call it 7 Minutes with. And that actually, this program's getting recognized. People actually will comment on it now, and it's been a few years since we started it. Other things that we do on the marketing front, event promotion, we've done some quick audio or video clips to preview upcoming webcasts. I've also seen SIPA members that do a really good job with this and use YouTube as a good marketing vehicle where a publisher or editor will sit at the desk and say, This is an upcoming webcast, but they'll also talk about some of the critical issues that it addresses. And from what I can tell, they get a decent amount of views, and I think it's a really good idea. One of the most popular videos on our website is this one. That's Tom. He talks for 2 minutes on the value of a subscription to MDM. We did do one test with it where we took the video off and put a testimonial there instead on our subscription page, and this outperformed. We haven't done a lot of tests on it. I'd like to do more. One idea we had was that I would do a video. We'd see which one of us pulled in more subscriptions, but we haven't done that yet. We do need to update it, so if you go to our website and watch it, we want to update it a little bit. But again, it's a very successful thing. We also have Tom talking on our sister company's website, and you can tell he's in a suit and tie, and it looks a little bit more formal. It's a higher-end product, so you have to keep that in mind as well. So I don't use up all the time. I'm going to talk a little bit about Toolbox. I actually have everything I'm going to talk about. I have on a handout if you guys want. It has all the specs and places you can buy it, and price and whatnot. So if you're interested afterwards, just come on up and I'll give you one. So the first thing is, if you're an Apple fan, you probably already have the tools to do this, or at least to get started. An iPhone, an iMovie is enough to get started. And I'm not a big Apple person, so I don't do a lot with this. But I do know that the quality continues to improve, and this is a really good way to get started. So when my colleague Janelle put this together, her goal was to put together toolboxes that cost less than $500, which surprises some people that you can do that. But so she literally went out and priced all of this. So clearly you could spend more money if you wanted to, but that was kind of the goal when she put this together. So just really quickly, the iPad offers a ton of good options. There's attachments, as you can see, for video cameras, mics. I think audio is really important. So in fact, I think audio is almost more important than the quality of the video, because you really want people to be able to hear what you're saying. A good tripod. We don't actually have a light yet at our office, but we're going to get one this year, so we're upgrading. Again, I have all of the specs on this up here, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. And then this is kind of what our toolbox looks like without the light. We have just a regular old camera that Tom bought several years ago, and it was probably a decently priced camera, but you can actually get refurbished options with warranties. You can get pretty low-cost cameras these days. Just make sure that it has an audio input if you're going to use mics, and I think you should use mics. Okay, and then for our audio interviews, we use ReadyTalk, which is web and audio conferencing, and we use them for all of our live webcasts, and I'm not here to give them a commercial, but we love them. They're fantastic, but they also have a nice on-demand feature. We can just call in to the conference line, hit *2 to record, and then immediately I'm recording a high-quality audio interview. I can take that audio, put it in the software that I'm about to show you, and put slides over the top of it if I just want to do something really quick for audio. And it's great. It's very high quality. It's very clean. And it's very easy to use. So that's what we use. So the commercial is now over. So what I wanted to show you guys is, if you're scared about the video editing or production part, is that we use Sony Vegas Movie Studio and Audacity. Audacity is a free open source editing software for audio that you can get off the internet.
Very easy.
Huh?
It's very easy.
It's very easy, very intuitive. And Janelle is the one in our office that primarily does that. But she tells me I could do it pretty easily too. So I just don't spend a lot of time with it. But it's a great, and it's free. So why not? And then the Sony is, you can get a version of the Sony Vegas for $50 to get started, which is really cheap, but it's a very intuitive program. I was gonna actually walk through and show you. I was gonna import a video, edit it, throw a slide on top, and render it, but we weren't able to do that. So I'm going to quickly show you some screenshots, and then if you're interested, I have it on my laptop, and I can show you after the session. So this is the basic platform for this. So what I did is I imported a video. So if the video he took this morning, I could have just pulled that in, import media. I selected it. There it is. This is an interview that I did with a guy who happened to be in town for his son. His son plays for the Chiefs, and they played against the Broncos. So he stopped by while he was in town for that game. We did an interview. So we pulled in the video, and I literally took my mouse, clicked on the image at the top, and dragged it onto that bottom area where it says video. That's pretty intuitive. Like, you literally just put it where you want it. If I wanted to delete it, I literally clicked and then hit Shift and then clicked again, which is kind of functionality that is in a lot of different programs, and then literally just hit delete, which I think is pretty cool because, I mean, I'm not much of a...
I was going to ask you, I have a quick question. So I do the same thing, but how long did it take you to learn how to do this? Did you have any formal training or?
No formal training. We just played around with it. It picked up on it pretty quickly.
It's pretty intuitive. Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty intuitive, so we like it. We all use it. And then I literally just clicked on what remained and slid it over. So it's pretty straightforward. And then if I want to put like a slide in there or like an image over the top of the video, I literally go into PowerPoint, do whatever I need to do, the branding or whatnot, save that slide as a JPEG, import it into the program, and literally drag it where I want it. So, and then, I mean, if I probably spent a little more time than this, but then I would go in, render it as the type of video that I want, and my video's done. This clearly isn't the video, but then I'm done. So I just wanted to show you guys that because I feel like some people are intimidated by some of this stuff, and it's very intuitive, very easy, and we really, really like that. So I'm running out of time, but I just wanted to show some tips. Start small. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. I have some other thoughts on how you can integrate video into your planning. One thing that we do is we literally, every week during our editorial meeting, we go through premium content, we go through blogs, we plan blogs out, and then we say, okay, what's going on in digital? What are our video plans? Where are we at with that? What are we going to do next month? And it incorporates it into the content planning, and now it's just habit. And I think that's important. And that's editorial, but you can do the same thing with marketing. Incorporate it into your meetings. Can we use a video to sell this product? Do we need to invest more because it's a higher end product? And I think there are examples of products where you should invest a little bit more to make the video a little bit nicer. I think it's UCG's property, Decision Health. They did a great video. You could go to their website that I thought was fantastic, and I think it won a SIPA award this last year on their product. It's like a game they created to help for training, and they invested a little bit more in it, and I think it turned out great, and I think it yielded a lot for them. But I think you have to be selective in where you spend your money on video. Make sure that you're going to get your ROI. So, yeah. Lessons learned, know your audience, use tools that are already available. Treat your video titles like your article headlines. I think you can't just put interview with such and such. Think about things that are going to draw people in. Make it interesting, keep that quality high in terms of the content itself. Sometimes we've included transcripts. I know some SIPA members do that. And then in the end, just find a way for the videos to truly enhance what you offer. Because you shouldn't do it just to do it. Find a way where it can actually enhance your current offerings. That's kind of the base thing. And then I have a bunch more slides, but I want Joe to get to speak. But some of the ways that we kind of drive views of our videos is we'll embed them in blogs. We post them all to YouTube. We write summaries for our premium subscribers. We share them on social media. And then another thing that we've learned is that if you have a screenshot of a video with a big play button and emails, that'll get clicked. Even though the video itself won't play in the email, but it does seem to drive more click-throughs on the marketing messages that we send. So, thank you.
That was great, Lindsay. We had a challenge about 18 months ago. We really decided to do video, and I work with my dad, and we had done audio conferences and webinars, and what we decided to do was keep it cheap. We bought we use our iPhone, and like you saw the video with Denise this morning, it took 2 minutes to film it. It took me 10 minutes to completely edit and upload it to YouTube. We were in DC last week, and this president of a bank, I spoke with him for about 3 minutes, and we usually do the audience in the background. That works great because it's live, it's engaging. As you see, we don't have many views, but this email alone got 2,000-3,000 opens and got a very good response just because it was live and engaging, and it was happening. We built a studio in our little office. We bought lights. We bought a black backdrop. I think overall it was less than $300 for everything involved. So we bought a $50 webcam that I have a little tripod, and we use GoToMeeting to do these videos, and it's really cheap. We probably do about 4 to 6 GoToMeetings a day, and I'm either on a webinar or I'm bouncing from one call to the next. And the most valuable part about this is a conversation quickly, a 10-minute conversation can create so much other forms of media. So we transcribe all of our conversations. I record everything. Transcriber gets us new marketing copy for future events, which is great. So this short conversation with this trade organization turned into 360 views. We sold a lot more. We had an upcoming webinar for the same topic, and we sold a lot more webinars. Unfortunately, we've tried to do marketing videos for our live events, and these never work. It's a 2-minute conversation of come to the event. We actually did one for SIPA, and they're great, and everybody, I think they like the idea of it, but it's not need-to-know information. So we do these, but they don't work great. What really works the best is when we embed our videos into our dailies. As you can see, we had a good open rate, and 2,000 people opened it, so we had 300 views, but the copy is all transcribed, so it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone of having a short conversation at a conference on an iPhone, getting it transcribed. You have great content and good deliverability. And this is the final result. So after all of the preparation and time it takes to get everyone on board, this is the Google result. We're 4th down. Google loves video. So we are the top link aside from her LinkedIn and her trade organization website. And that's huge because all of the other interviews that she does were the number 1. So we kind of control that space. And it was so easy to do this. It took me 10 minutes to film this conversation and 2 minutes to get it up on YouTube. And we're number 1 on Google. Yes? Absolutely. So the transcription is important. Transcription is really key. So for instance, your video, which I did two hours ago, if I had transcribed that, I think it would have been different. The Google is not up on Google yet, but it takes a couple days, maybe. I don't know the threshold of when it gets onto Google. However, this is extremely easy stuff, and it's really effective. This is the number 1 reason why 18 months ago, we decided to do it, and why we have 40,000 views on our YouTube channel is because we do a lot of video. We do 3 to 5 a week. We made a huge effort to do it, and the results are coming in. I think we like I said, 38,000 views, and we just keep on doing it. And iPhones, or you don't need a huge production staff. It's just me filming him and cutting it and putting it up. And this is the result. This is the unique click-through. So we only get 300-400 views on our good videos, but these are really solid sources. These are all banks. This isn't, teenagers clicking on a music video. These are real live leads. So we use GoToMeeting because it's so easy and cost effective. Like I said, I record everything. We used to have conversations on the phone, and that would lead to another conversation, but it wasn't as effective. So we decided to easily record everything through this platform. The video webinars it's a whole nother topic, but it's changed our webinars completely. We talk about it being from a talkie to a real, a voice movie. And if we don't do video now, it's like we're going back in time. All of our webinars are videos. We've had huge success. We've had an increase in sales. And I think the viewers are really much more into seeing our people on screen. It completely revolutionized our webinars. It's great. Let's see. So we decided we always do an interview format. We decked out our studio now with simple lights. But let me show you. There we go. So this is the GoToMeeting function. I took a couple screenshots. We do. Oops. I use Camtasia, which we record all of our stuff over our GoToMeeting. It's just a simple screen capture. It costs $300 for Camtasia. I hit the record button and I have my video. You took all my recording ideas, but you have to get kind of tricky with video conversions. It's pretty easy though. I use Prism, which you can convert any of your video files to an MP4 and upload it to YouTube really easily. This is the Camtasia look. It's just like the Sony platform that you use. And you can export it to all these different formats, MP4, SW4, HTML, which is really convenient. It's a lot of capability of producing the video, but for the most part, I just do an MP4. And large file, I send it to my transcriber, and within 10 minutes, I mean, these are all the simple steps you can do to have your video online, your video transcribed, future marketing copy from that, all sorts of good stuff that comes out of just a simple conversation on an iPhone or a webcam. It's really easy stuff. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's just YouTube is the easiest way. Everybody's on it. It's the easiest way to deliver a fast, quick 2-minute video. So that's what, yeah.
How do you get the person that you're interviewing on video?
It's kind of grown to a point where we have a waiting line now. So we would make phone calls to industry professionals and interview them, and now a lot of people are calling us and they want, so it's trade organization people, it's bankers, that it's industry professionals, yeah.
How do you get them on a video? Do they use their own computer or webcam, or like?
Yeah. So I have sent, I think, 5 webcams to my speakers over the years. We buy the $50 webcam and we overnight it, and they get it. You click it. It's a USB webcam, and they're online within 2 minutes. So
Does the transcription go up?
We get it transcribed. There is a way closed captioning is available, but I haven't utilized it that well. We usually transcribe all of our stuff for $1 a minute, so it's pretty cheap. But
After you do that, you got the transcription.
yeah.
And you got the video. Do those go together to YouTube? Or
Yeah, so let me show you. So in the description, you can control your title and your description. We just throw the transcription, the entire transcription into the description, and that helps with the SEO.
So there's no limit on word count? in
No,
that
I've
description?
put 10,000 words in there.
Huh, I didn't know
I've
that.
put a full webinar.
When we upload them to YouTube, we always make sure that there's a link back to our website as well in the first paragraph, no matter what we put in there. So that it can be used, marketing and whatnot. Yes.
So, but Joseph, you said you're not getting.
Okay. You said you're not getting direct webinar sales off of the videos that are promoting webinars.
Right.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah. We've done. Come join this webinar. We're going to talk about A, B, C, and D, or come to DC and we'll talk about this. Those don't work.
Okay.
They're a great idea because it's nice having the video, but frankly, it's the news that it's the news videos that are really driving it.
So you're seeing revenue climb just sort of as a content marketing strategy.
Right, and I have a template which we announce future webinars in those great news videos. So for instance, she was talking about policy shifts with the Senate, and then we have a webinar in the next week, and we'll announce that webinar there. But the casual come to Washington, we'll talk about this and we get 10, 15 views. So
I think it was maybe Jim Sinkinson, when I was looking through kind of different SIPA members' YouTube channels and whatnot. I don't know how successful they are, but it did show, he was very clever in how he titled it. It was like something like Amazon, Zappos, something, and then like some topic. So it didn't say anything about like what he was promoting in it, but it was obviously very hot words in the title, and he did talk about those companies, and it was more content marketing oriented, but then he had a pitch at the end, and I thought that was very clever to just make sure to use words that are going to get, and everybody knows what those words are, so on YouTube.
Joseph, on your split screen where you're doing an interview and you have both yourself and the person being interviewed, is that done through GoToMeeting?
yeah, so we've had as many as 5, and you can have the Brady Bunch look. You could do 3, you could do 6. Depends on how many you want, but for the most part, the split screen, I haven't tested it extensively, but that has been the most comfortable feel, I think. It looks like a Fox News broadcast or CNN.
So they're all sitting at their computer using the webcam,
Yeah.
all 5 of you, and it comes on, and then you just do the screen capture.
Yeah. So it's a simple little hack. It's not. I wouldn't call it a hack, but it's the cheapest way and the easiest way, I think, to go that route. So, I mean, do you guys?
We've used Camtasia for screen capture, and I think that's the only thing we use Camtasia for. And sometimes it'll just be for screen capture for something on our screen, like it'll show up a PDF product, highlight some graphics, whatever. We'll go through a web page if we're doing like a how-to or a tour video, and we'll use screen capture for that. But we haven't done what they've done, although we want to.
My question is more from a legal standpoint. What benchmarks or precautions are you guys taking to protect yourselves or your companies? Like when you're interviewing people, are there certain waivers that you sign, and how long do you keep those on file?
We haven't signed anything, but we've had to hold just a gentleman's agreement of holding till a certain date. I get everything transcribed, and I always send tests, so I don't upload it on YouTube. I'll send them the MP4 file and the transcription and just say, guys, is this okay? But we don't sign anything.
Yeah, we don't either. We've never run across that. I guess I view it as I invite them to do this interview with us. Just as with an article, if I'm interviewing them, they understand what it's being used for. So I just view it as a piece of content. So.
This is a really low-end question. Do you do your transcriptions in-house? And if so, is there a particular software package that makes that easier than hitting start, stop, start, stop?
We use a third-party service called Production Transcripts. Their website's pretty low-key, but they have really quick turnaround, and they're very reasonable, so we don't do it in-house. We have, but it's start, stop, start, stop. So for anything big, we outsource it because we're a small operation.
Yeah, we use a great lady up in Canada, but for the 2-minute videos, I always just do it myself.
Yeah.
It's always faster to do that, so.
Yeah, the short ones we'll do ourselves.
I was wondering if you've ever done sort of a celebrity in your industry, and does that help, or is it really more, the president of a bank and you're trying to reach other presidents of the bank, or you're trying to reach other distribution executives, and so you use a distribution executive? We have, there are some personal finance sort of celebrities, and, Mr. Kiplinger is well known and he's on TV, but it doesn't seem to help us to put him on a video. It seems to be actually just an editor who can really explain a subject is better. And I'm wondering have you seen pops on sort of celebrity people?
I can affirm that. We interviewed the current administrator for the SBA, who's a cabinet member now. She's an acting administrator, but 6 months ago, and we had less than 500 views. And then once she became the administrator, it didn't pop up. It didn't go to 2,000 or whatever. It's the really, really timely content that gets the most traction. So.
With our monthly 7 Minutes With interviews, we'll see jumps, especially if the topic they're talking about is a hot topic in the industry. I think it has to be a combination. But the first couple that we did were like the CEOs of like very big public distributors in our industry, and those got some good. We did that on purpose because we wanted people to be attracted to listening to them. So we've seen some jump from it, but I think we try to market them as try to have an angle every time. If we're talking to them for 10 minutes, we know there's like a hot topic that they particularly have an interest in. We'll focus on that rather than keeping it generic, and I think that attracts, again, quality content, right? The hot topics your readers care about, and so it's just, I guess that seems to work better for us. So.
Lindsay, where are those 7 Minute With interviews done?
You can, so we're actually working on a new media landing page right now, but we have kind of a middle ground right now. It's mdm.com/7 minutes. I think that link works.
Also, where do you film them?
Oh, where do we film it? Oh, I thought you were asking where they live.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Sorry. Well, again, those are primarily audio only, okay. So it's kind of like a podcast in some ways, although it's not delivered that way. So we do them over the phone. So not too exciting there, but they're popular.
My question is about other technology. Have any of you tried Google Hangouts, or do you have an opinion about Google Hangouts?
Yeah, we use it internally. I don't think it's as clear as some of the stuff you can pay for, but we haven't used it for our paid products. But I love the feature. I think they're going to be a year and a half away from being really, really clear and extremely competitive towards all the video guys.
We haven't used it.
Over here.
This is really fascinating. I'm not a techie person, and
Neither are we.
I'm not in charge of the videos on our site, but I'm making all kinds of notes. Just an observation that we've had, and I wanted to share with you. You guys seem to have good success with interviewing and talking heads. Those fall so flat in our market. But what we've had success with are demonstrations, videos of people doing something. We just had a lot of success. We're in the agriculture markets, so bear that in mind. We had success with some videos recently that demonstrated people using cage-free housing for chickens. But if you had somebody talking about that, it would get nothing.
Right.
So it's the how-tos as opposed to the talking heads, and it's a test-learn process that you guys talk so
And how do you
clearly
produce
about.
those? How do you produce those videos? Do you?
We use a phone or a camera with a video content
Oh, okay.
or video capability on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. We have our editors do it. They were scared when we first started doing them 5 years ago. We need training on how to do this. No, you don't. Press record.
It's a lot of learning by doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think people are pretty prone to watch a video that's not great quality.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
One of my colleague likes to pull up a video of it's like a raccoon walking on an electric wire or something, and you can barely see it, but you can hear the person saying what's happening, and it's had millions of views.
Yeah.
It's like the worst quality video ever. So I think people are pretty forgiving if the content is up there. And again, it depends what you're marketing or featuring. So.
Joseph, the posting to YouTube, for those of us who haven't done it, it's pretty simple. You have a channel, and how does it?
Technically, it's really easy. You need a Gmail account. You need a Google account. And so I have a personal Gmail account and then a video that's just primarily for YouTube. And I think we have 65 to 70 videos. And it tracks everything for you. Everything's, really easy.
Yeah, you literally will go into to YouTube and click upload, and then just follow, and then this is where you go, and it's you just browse, grab the video, and then fill in the things, and that's it. It's done. We have a channel, but that's not hard to create either.
That's where you put the title to, then?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, where it says title. You just type in the headline. Yeah.
Do you find it's better to have the Google account in your name or in the company?
It's in the company name. It's Coleman Report News. So we own youtube.com/Coleman Report. I got that years ago. I knew that YouTube was going to be it for everyone. So we have that, and yeah.
One of my colleagues actually set it up, but now with YouTube, our chat, it gives you the option of, do you want it to show in a different name? And it just pops up at you all the time asking that. And so our channel shows as Modern Distribution Management. It doesn't show as her name. So I think you can do it both ways, but I kind of like that way better.
Yeah.
She just did that way, way back when we were just getting started, so we didn't know.
I did the same.
Yeah.
Are you using different uploads for the iPad, the iPhone, like HTML5, or I know you said MP3 or MP4 rather?
Yeah, I use the MP4. It's just the easiest format. But with the Prism file converter, you can convert it into 20 different video types of file for the iPad, for the iPhone, for other smartphones. So.
Can you do that with one rendering?
Yeah, with Prism. I'm pretty sure.
So on Sony, you can't render it as all of those different file formats at the same time, but we do render it in MP4, MP3, and WMV because we learned early on that, for example, you mentioned the iPad, so we actually have a separate landing page for our monthly programs for the iPad because we found out, somebody told us that the videos weren't actually showing on that page, so we had to set up a separate one. So at the top of the other one, it says, if you're viewing on an iPad, click here. So we make sure to render it MP3, WMV, and MP4, and then also provide those links on the pages where we're featuring those programs for our monthly programs, so people can download them if they want to. and watch them later off their computer. So we offer that option. I think it's an important point, though, because not everyone can view MP4.
I know it's kind of small, but you can see this creates automatically the MP4, the SDVF, HTML.
Yeah, we've tested ours.
And you can screw around with the size that you want. It's all inclusive. It's pretty easy. Yeah, and it's all, you just click produce, and they've made it really pretty convenient. So
we got time for maybe one or two more.
Well, I have a question for you. Have you done tracking as people watch the videos? Is there a certain time that they kind of have abandoned cart or they stop watching?
We've not gotten that far in terms of, you can, on YouTube, it will show you what average time watched. So that's kind of instructive in terms of each individual video, but we've not gotten that sophisticated, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Our analytics are, we know the amount of views, but I mean.
Yeah, and average time spent, and you can see average time spent on the pages that are dedicated to video. We know that one of our video pages on our website is one of the top visited sites on our pages on our site. So we have indications that people are watching and that they're at least sticking around for several minutes. We also, our 20-minute programs, that long versus short thing, are those longer programs, we also break into 3 or 4 pieces. So if they don't want to watch the whole thing at once, they just want to watch part of it, they can do that too. So that, I think, helps with retention.
We've used a program, site called Vimeo that gives you a lot more control and a lot more reports on who does what on it and so forth. It also tends to, you upload the video once and it converts it to all known formats that you want. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we haven't played around with that, but I'm fully aware of Vimeo. It's great. It's nice.
You ready?
Yeah, a question about Vimeo. It used to be, and maybe it still is, that they didn't like any type of commercialism. They would take it off. Is that still so? No? Then they change it.
Good.
All right, this was great. I really want to thank Joseph and Lindsay for doing this.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.